Today we're watching Hookup Culture is Getting Dangerous, and Spring Break proved it.
Hey, I'm trying to tell y'all right now, if we don't leave Houston with an STD, we ain't complete the mission. Exactly.
What? What did you say? Yo, lock him up. Both of them up.
And good Lord, this generation got some of the proudest whores I've ever seen in my life.
A man ain't got nothing that good that's worth you being outside in the public degrading yourself as a woman.
Why y'all folks out there for spring break when y'all got some fat ass cold sores on y'all lips?
People are using AI to edit their My Charts. This is not a joke anymore.
This video is sponsored by Evie, which actually ties into today's conversation more than you think. Houston's spring break has been looking absolutely unhinged online.
You see, Houston done took this to a whole nother level. You got people fighting in the street. The gas stations is full. This is getting trampled. You got people with the window all the way down in the backseat of a car, riding their man to the sunset.
Between the rodeo chaos, the outfit debates, and the way this whole thing keeps escalating online, there's now an entire conversation around hookups and what people are doing after the party is over.
Not y'all getting caught in Houston in beds that y'all just met at the club the night prior.
And trust me, once you see where this conversation will eventually lead to, it gets a whole lot darker very fast. Spring break has always been known for partying, bad decisions, and giving the locals a reason to hate the month of March.
Every year, police, residents, and hotel owners in Fort Lauderdale cringe when the month of March rolls around. And with
My cousin just went there too.
good reason. For in Fort Lauderdale, March really comes in like a lion, in the person of thousands of rollicking, frolicking, noise-making college students. And this was the worst year yet. In 3 weeks, over 400 youths had been arrested, more than in any previous year.
A few days of bad choices, parties, random hookups. We're not gonna sit here and act like that wasn't part of the whole spring break image. And let's just say, nobody was confused about what people were going there to do.
Every spring semester break, literally hundreds of thousands of American college students make their way to Fort Lauderdale in search of sun, surf, sex, and...
They are college students, and they have come for an annual collegiate ritual, spring break.
People come down here because it's crowded and sexual.
Let's get wild, let's have fun, and let's just go crazy.
You can't imagine the kind of things that happen down here. Just go to a bar one night. The dancing, the stripping.
Cities like Fort Lauderdale, Miami, and Panama became known as the hotspot for college kids to let loose. The only thing was, the more famous spring break got, the more those cities ended up regretting the monster they created.
They say all that, but I know the money that those businesses are getting, they are loving it. They love the foot traffic. I know they loving the monetization.
For years, the words spring break were synonymous with Florida. People thought of bikinis, beer, cheap motels, rowdy crowds, MTV, and balconies that looked like OSHA violations.
Holy
Floridians
shit.
got rich off of it and turned it into an American ritual.
Yeah.
And then, city by city, Florida spent decades trying to kill the beast they created. Even places that used to cash the checks are basically saying, guys, please don't come here anymore.
So when people look at what's happening in Houston, a lot of them are not even shocked. They're basically coming online and saying, why are y'all acting brand new?
You know what? I'm so tired of millennials acting like they holier than thou. Every time something happen like Houston spring break and y'all see these youngins out here, y'all be like, oh my God, the youngins are freaked out. They f***ing in the car, they partying, they drinking, they doing this and that. Where your mother's at, where your father's at. Shut the f*** up. We was on the same
But me?
Facts. Of course, there are people that don't fit into that category. You know, there are just some people that don't go like that, that don't move like that, and that's fine. Ain't no hate to you. But let's be fucking honest. I don't understand why people are acting like this is something brand fucking new. You saw back in the 1990s, niggas were still moving like that.
Personally, I still think what's happening in Houston is different because while yes, it's messy and reckless, just like the usual spring break behavior, it feels a lot more public, invasive, and a lot more riskier.
You know, spring break years ago used to be a time where everyone just let loose, forgot about what was
42,000? Oh my God. Whew. Oh my God. Let me tell my little cousin to wrap up.
Actually going on in life and enjoyed themselves, dancing, partying, singing, and just doing what people did. And why do I bring this up? Because the claims coming out of the Houston spring break have gone viral and not for the right reasons.
And somehow it gets even worse because now, surprise, a humiliating, degrading trend has stemmed from this. I hope you have your snacks ready because this conversation is a juicy one, but I'm warning y'all, around the 18-minute mark, you might want to put the snacks away. A lot of what we're seeing today is people being in the moment, but not really thinking about what comes after it. This part of the video is sponsored by Evie, and they focus on a side.
Get your money, sis. Get your money, twin. I feel you.
Important because the city was already doing a lot before the more disturbing part of the conversation hit the timeline. For some reason, people wanted to be in Houston for spring break instead of the usual Florida. And with the Houston rodeo happening around the same time, it worked out perfectly.
But I know that chicken, that bread, that guap that went to Houston, I know they were loving every bit of it.
Well, maybe not so perfectly.
We told y'all not to come to Houston. Like, we told y'all. The ones who actually live out here, we told y'all not to come.
To get in a club that's charging you $600 at the door.
You said $600 at the door? Nigga, I'm at the party outside the club. Everybody go to the liquor store down the street, grab some bottles, let's party outside the club. We can hear the club music, we can use the car, we can go get some speakers. $600? You're lying. I don't believe you, OG.
So they say they not letting nobody else in, and they over here still trying to charge people $200 to $600 to get in here. Yo, look at the line, y'all. Like, this shit is fucking crazy as fuck.
This is messy, but the story definitely gets a lot more disturbing as we move on. But first, we need to start with the warning signs Houston was already giving off. One of the first being the very revealing outfits at the rodeo.
I'm walking around the rodeo, and I'm thinking to myself, the rodeo then became the bootio. I done seen so many women walking around here as cowgirls wearing booty shorts all the way up to their booty, cheek shorts, whatever you want to call them. And I'm like, damn, is we at the strip club or is we at the rodeo? You know what I'm saying?
There's a lot of online discourse about the Houston rodeo, an event that many families are attending. At this point, y'all know my opinions are very strong when it comes to inappropriate outfits at family and kid-friendly places. And the revealing outfits in this space resulted in a lot of reactions.
Maybe I'm more conservative than I thought I was because the videos and pictures I've seen from the rodeo this year of people using ass cheeks as an accessory have appalled and disgusted me. I'm going to a Cardi B concert, I expect to see ass cheeks. I'm going to a Mardi Gras parade, I expect to see ass cheeks. I'm going to an event that is founded and exists to fund children's education. I shouldn't see your ass cheeks.
It's kids out here. Like, put y'all butts up. We don't want to see y'all butts. Say the butts for the club. This is a family event. Let's keep it family, kid friendly.
I also think y'all gotta be talking to the girls. I mean, some of the gay dudes, I'm sure there's, some assortment of men that are out there had their ass cheeks out for whatever reason. But hey, I digress. Majority of the photos I've seen were about women. I'm not sitting here trying to throw blame. I'm trying to throw blame at everybody. You feel me?
Put y'all butts up.
Super short skirts and shorts, a lot of them just showing straight cheeks. And a lot of you are probably thinking, Janae, this is a rodeo. Of course there's gonna be some country bumpkins showing a little bit of pumpkin. At least that's what some people would argue.
I couldn't imagine being so bored that I would actually care at all about what somebody else wears to the rodeo. I couldn't imagine giving a single solitary like, I went to the rodeo a couple of days ago and I don't remember what nobody had on.
No, that's facts. I'll definitely agree with that. I don't tend to remember, I'll remember how pretty, how beautiful somebody is. You feel me? But remembering specifically what their outfit is it isn't something I necessarily pay attention to.
And okay, respect, but there's a teeny piece of this puzzle missing. Mind you, this whole event was designed to raise money for kids, meaning the setting mattered.
It's not that there are children around, it's that the rodeo is for children. It is quite literally for the children. And the mission of the Houston rodeo is to raise money for the youth. when these adult women, because let's face it, that's where the issue is, when they're not covering their lower extremities, that is face level for many children.
Are you is going to the rodeo or the adult video awards? Because the way y'all dress, I can't tell if y'all going to the rodeo to ride horses or ride. You do know children are going to be there, right? But I forgot. Who the cares about children, right?
And since the setting full of kids mattered so much, Houston Rodeo issued a dress code. And no, they didn't wait for next year to roll around. They say y'all gonna cover up effective immediately.
Welcome and thank you for joining us here on The Factor Uncensored. We begin with breaking news and a Factor exclusive. The Houston Rodeo is announcing here on The Factor, they're tightening up a dress code that aims at addressing what you all have been talking about, clothes worn by some that pushes the envelope of decency off the damn desk.
But that was just the first downfall of Houston spring break. Once we got past the outfits, the whole thing started looking way more out of control. Y'all know when people gather in large groups and it's crowded, hot, and everybody start bumping shoulders? That is bound to create an environment of chaos, fights, and people acting like they don't know how to act in public.
Oh, the ghetto. The ghetto. The ghetto.
We're being escorted by the police because there was just a stampede at the Houston Rodeo. So many fights breaking out. I got injured.
Well, breaking from overnight, the rodeo turned rowdy and rambunctious after people started running near the carnival area.
Yeah, some scary moments, and it prompted the Houston Rodeo and Livestock Show officials to shut down the carnival rides early.
From the stampedes to the fights and just the overall recklessness of it all, it led to a lot of people not wanting any parts of whatever kind of fun this is.
Take y'all, and she got her ass out. Man, take y'all ass home, dog. Like, bro, for real, I'm trying to go home and y'all all in the goddamn road. Y'all just out here looking goofy.
Man, when I tell you I'm so glad I didn't go to Houston for spring break because I'm seeing everybody getting scammed, people getting maced, and then on top of that, I'm seeing people having sex in the car. This is too much.
But somehow, all of that was still not the part of the story that made people the most uncomfortable. Y'all remember earlier when that dude from the past said,
"People come down here because it's crowded and sexual."
Well, he wasn't wrong. 2026 Houston spring break just made it a bit more modern.
Hey man, if y'all went to Houston for spring break and you're currently trying to come back home because spring break is over, don't you dare come home with that. The kind of videos that I've seen from just spring break in Houston, boy, y'all was out there. It was like an all-white party. I think it was hosted by like DJ Envy, and you would have thought it was 1999 in that motherfucker. They was in there wilding, tweaking, geeking.
Now, we're not gonna be too prudish here, okay?
I'm gonna have to do some research because all I saw was the trend of people recording themselves, like recording their sleeping partners, which honestly, a lot of them seem to be fake because a lot of them people would be smiling or whatever the case is. I'm sure a couple of them I saw were probably real. But hey, from the assortment of the ones I saw, they seemed fake.
We could say the sexcapades that happen over spring break are just bound to happen. And no, I'm not endorsing it, but we know it's nothing new. What puts it in a different terrain is how normalized keeping track of everything and every angle has become.
I've seen the people in that car. In Houston, you mean to tell me you're in the car light on and everything, windows are all the way down. Like, I'm not talking about like just a little bit where you can see like the top of a person's head. No, all the way down. You can see everything. And then, not only that, I've seen other videos. Where is the respect gone? What is going on?
If we want to be honest, that sounds like a case of intoxicated, maybe unstable people that just wanted a show. Yeah.
Wait, there was 4 people? I thought it was just 2. That's crazy. I ain't gonna lie. I've never fucked in the car with another group or another pair of partners fucking in the. Come on, yo. Y'all never got a little crazy in the car? No, just me? Oh, okay, my bad. I guess I'm the freak.
Nasty.
Oh, you're nasty.
And everyone knows.
Okay, wait. Is this the video? Yo, homegirl lied about being outside.
spring break can get wild, but no one was expecting to have 4K footage of it. But there's multiple stories of multiple videos of multiple cases with multiple people just doing it all over Houston in the name of spring break.
Y'all not doing spring break right. Like, it's literally giving fest. Like, for real, it's giving fest. What is going on?
All the sexcapades and all the people who happened to witness this started speaking out, and let's just say their opinions.
My perspective about this, our generation being the most freaked out generation, we're the most freaked out generation on social media. We're the most freaked out generation that you've seen, that you have so much access to. Every generation of human beings have been freaked out. If someone isn't able to show you no tests, wrap up. If they can't pull out their My Chart and fucking sign in, no, it's time to wrap it up. It's time to wrap that shit up for sure, because you have me fucked up. Using AI to alternate their My Chart, insane to me.
Weren't very quiet.
And good Lord, this generation got some of the proudest whores I've ever seen in my life.
Damn, those long ass lashes.
And I need to say this, no one should be pointing fingers at the women without pointing fingers at the men too. But as women, I do believe that we should hold ourselves to a certain standard. That standard just being basic self-respect for ourselves.
And see, nobody's teaching the females how to be young ladies no more. Cause y'all out in Houston doing what? A man ain't got nothing that good that's worth you being outside in the public degrading yourself as a woman for. Man ain't got, I promise you a man ain't got nothing that good. I think it's just more so of being reminded that nobody's teaching the girls how to be young ladies no more. See, we can't even get to clowning the men and talking about the men when the self-respect isn't even in the room with us.
Nevertheless, since we live in the day and age where those wild activities don't just become some distant memory or that one wild spring break story that stays in the group chat forever, now everything is content, and that content eventually spreads and becomes a trend. And usually in the most humiliating way possible.
And if y'all was gonna be getting in Houston while y'all got a back out home, the least you could have did was to leave after you got Now your on the internet looking like a goofy. And there's multiple videos going around like that. Talking about first day in Houston. Oh my God.
Hashtag first night in Houston quickly spread online. And I do want to disclaim, while some of these videos may be staged for clout,
I don't know, the niggas that are posting girls while they knocked out, y'all niggas is lame, boy. I feel like when she awake, when she there willingly in the camera, I think it's different. Depend from you catching her off guard or as in the most vulnerable state, asleep.
Reactions to them became very real. That being said, in these videos, people aren't just having flings, they're recording or recreating the morning after. Almost like showing off the reward or trophy they got to end the night with.
Not y'all getting caught in Houston in beds that y'all just met at the club the night prior. Y'all sitting up here getting toe up, drunk up, then y'all spending the night. You don't never spend a night at the house you just met the night before. Then you over there slumped up. You so damn knocked out. You can't even feel him recording your looking like a goofy bitch.
And this is where it started to spiral, because now they're turning the comments into Yelp. Real or not, one of these instances even led to one of the women being...
Look, she's smiling. This one is fake. I saw this one. This one is fake for sure.
Recognized and getting reviewed in the comments. This video has 13 million views, 1.8 million likes, and just a few of the comments read, "I can't lie, she gets a 10 out of 10, she went crazy, and best I ever had on my roster, and he got my old eater." I'm not even gonna try to think about what that means.
Janae, you are a very intelligent woman. I know you know what that means. Your context clues are very kicked in right now.
This whole trend proves two things. One being a lot more dangerous than the other, but we need to start with the small before we get to the big. One is that a lot of men still haven't outgrown the need to let everybody know they got laid.
One thing that these Houston videos of recording girls while they sleeping in the bed and like that is showing to me, these
don't know when to shut the up. They don't know how to keep things confidential, and they don't know how to keep player. You would go on a trip, you might pop something the first night or whatever case may be. You keep that on the low, or you might tell your immediate circle or whatever case may be. But now these want the world to know, hey, I'm in Houston.
Yeah. I feel like if the boys is talking about, well, yo, where'd you go last night? You stepped off. Did you end up cracking, shorty, da-da-da? Once again, I'm still a firm believer of, if you want to picture or record whatever the fuck is going on, you can ask her to do it in the moment. You can ask her, as long as she's awake and is giving you that, yes, that confirmation. You feel me? Cool, go crazy, go stupid, go dumb.
Then for a weekend, getting me some coke note. And I want everybody to know.
It's a tale as old as time, kissing and telling. It's just now. It's on the internet forever. And now you're getting treated like a product review or like a scandal that will follow you right back home.
Hey, this is your girl right here, dude? Somebody gotta get in the truck. Hey, this is your girl? Hell no. Is that her? No.
Hello. There's multiple hoes in that car though. What the fuck?
Now, the second thing this trend proves is that not every souvenir you bring back from Houston is something you'd want to keep.
Roughly 3 million people went out to Houston for spring break.
3 million people went outside for that? Damn!
A bunch of those people had unprotected sex. A bunch of those people contracted HIV, chlamydia, gonorrhea, syphilis. Syphilis rates are up 79%. A bunch of those people will go home thinking that they got out safe. They're clean. They will think that for months or even years. They won't get tested.
Who the fuck doesn't get tested for years? Bro, if you're about to go get some butt, especially some new butt, you're supposed to show up with tests. And you shouldn't be fucking anybody if they can't show you nothing. You feel me? But hey, you want to play Russian roulette? Play Russian roulette.
Thinking that they have nothing.
We discussed Houston spring break not being any different from spring break years ago. People party, they drink, they sleep around and try to forget the night before. But here's where Houston feels different. Houston has become a hotspot for morning after consequences. Let's let a nurse that has seen it firsthand break it down for us.
And I know for spring break and all y'all going to Houston, I'm going to tell y'all what the STD rate has been from 2025 to 2026 in case you decided to go out there and hunch. Okay, syphilis has surged all the way up to 79% in the year 2025 leading into 2026. HIV has surged and increased in 17%. Gonorrhea, chlamydia has surged 32%. And the ages are from 15 to 24 years old with that.
What? 15? Damn. I got in some butt when I was young, but damn, 15.
Yeah, so if you went to Houston for spring break, I hope you didn't hunch nobody out there.
This is where the conversation gets a lot darker. People are coming online stating that thousands of people may be affected, infected from the spring break festivities. Remember when I said that around this mark, you may want to put the snack away?
That shit on your lip got some shit on its lip. Count me out. At this point, everybody that went to Houston together probably ain't friends no more. People was humping everywhere. Humping on cars, humping in bathrooms. It didn't matter. You might as well just call this the last hump. Cause I guaranteed out of those 40,000 motherfuckers that caught something, they ain't gonna wanna hump no more.
Now that spring break has settled down, people are starting to get a bit of clarity on the situation. They're starting to realize that maybe being shoulder to shoulder, breathing in people's faces and sharing everything wasn't the move.
PSA, y'all. If you do not want to get sick, I repeat, if you do not want to get sick, do not bring your ass to Houston. I know y'all know it's been hella TikToks. Everybody named mama been in Houston. I think I got the flu. I'm having flu symptoms. I feel sick. I feel my bones are aching.
When people started putting the pieces together, meaning the wild sexcapades, the one-night stands with strangers, and then the first
Sakai HTX pool party message me for reservations. I ain't gonna lie, I just can't be in this ginormous group of people. And I understand, like, not unless you really have like a section. Other than that, I ain't going for it. What's happened with this shorty on the far left?
Meaning the wild sexcapades, the one-night stands with strangers, and then the first night in Houston trend. It all clicked that those were the layers a lot of people weren't thinking about.
Why y'all folks out there for spring break when y'all got some fat cold sores on y'all lips? Y'all motherfuckers out there sharing hookah, drinking out the same liquor, sharing cups, spreading that to the next person. And then I'm seeing videos first night. These men is posting these women knocked out in bed with them. Like, what's going on, bro?
People started to tighten up. This installed some fear into them, as it should. No one wants to gamble their health. If you even stepped foot in Houston, we're gonna have to see that My Chart.
After seeing that STD chart where HIV had the most cases, if you was in Houston, don't even worry about it, boo. Now before my homegirl asks for a sip of my drink, I gotta ask if she was in Houston, cause what?
If you don't know what a My Chart is, it's basically a digital medical report.
Who doesn't know what a My Chart is? People don't know what a My Chart is?
Shows your lab results, test history, blood work. It's basically the whole medical resume. Well, to be on the safe side, people are like, hey, let me see your chart before we get up close and personal, as they should. But you can imagine the uproar that happened once this information came out.
People are using AI to edit their My Charts. This is not a joke anymore. These people knowingly have STDs and are using AI to edit their My Charts so that they can trick people into sleeping with them. That is illegal. Especially Houston spring break. Check the real app. Don't fall for no random screenshot they send you, bro. It's getting wicked out here.
For sure. If they can't pull that bitch up and sign in, I don't want to hear it.
People don't give a fuck about themselves, much less other people's health, bro.
With how advanced AI is getting, people are of course going to use it with deception in mind, but no one thought it would get to the point where people are editing their blood work just to get laid.
Now see, I didn't want to believe what I just seen on TikTok. So you mean to tell me y'all editing y'all My Charts? How do you edit a My Chart? I'm scared of y'all.
At this point, every single first date needs to start at the clinic. Because what do you mean that y'all are editing your My Chart results with AI to give you false negatives or buying other people's clean test results?
You're buying people's test results is an insane feat.
Like, what are we actually doing? Does anybody care about their health?
Now there's complete chaos online. People discussing the rising STD rates, people freaking out about it. But in true internet fashion, not every...
Yo! Bro, right here, it's hilarious. He's going up, never fear, Magna Man is here. Bro is hitting.
Everyone reads the room.
Hey, I'm trying to tell y'all right now, if we don't leave Houston with an STD, we ain't completely.
Everyone's coming to Houston for the livestock show and for spring break, and I already know what that means. Because what happens in Houston doesn't always stay in Houston.
We all know society, especially online, is very unserious. The world could be ending tomorrow and people would start making skits about it. But what happened in Houston isn't something you can just laugh off, especially for the people who are in for a rude awakening once that incubation period passes.
Thinking just because you recording somebody and putting them on social media to let everybody know you slept with them, you thinking it's funny, but in about 3 months, for some of y'all, it ain't gonna be funny no more. Fun is you enjoying yourself. Y'all type of fun is dangerous.
Houston spring break is literally one for the books. From the rodeo, the shutdown, the one-night stand trends, and now the outbreaks. If this video didn't teach you anything, I hope it taught some of you that not everything is worth a story, and definitely not everything is worth the aftermath. I also wouldn't be surprised if this video taught one person to stay celibate. Thank you for tuning into the group.
Yeah, I appreciate you, Janai. Of course, like always, you feel me? Tell me what your guys' thoughts are in the comments below. Go get tested if y'all went. If you didn't go get tested before you go crack some new shit. It is what it is. But I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Like up, sub up, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Grit your teeth and chase your dreams.